Hello and welcome again to one more solution video. This is Application and Interpretation High Level Paper 2 of May-June 2022. If you like this video, please share with your friends and subscribe to this channel. I'll prepare many more videos like this for you in future too. Question number 1 says, Scott purchases food for his dog in large bags and feeds the dog the same amount of dog food every day. The amount of dog food left in the bag at the end of each day can be modeled by arithmetic sequence, and that makes sense because he's feeding same amount every day, so it goes down by same amount. That means the common difference will be a negative number for sure. On a particular day, Scott opened a new bag of dog food and fed his dog. On a particular day, okay? By the end of the third day, there were 115.5 cups of dog food. Okay, so he starts with full bag, and after one day, this is after 1 day, there will be some food left. Then after 2 days, some food will be left. After 3 days, some food will be left, right? And it is 115.5 cups left, okay, in the bag. And at the end of 8th day, so we got, after 8 days, we have 108 cups left. Okay, A, find the number of cups of dog food fed to the dog every day. All right, so since they're saying it's arithmetic sequence, if we write this one as U1, this one as U2, this one as U3, you can see that this number U3 is one more than this. So this last one will be U9, this will be U4. So what they're saying, that U4 is 115.5. And we have a formula for UN. It is UN equal to U1 plus n minus 1 multiplied by common difference. And that's what we're going to write here. U1, we don't know. Let's write U1. Plus n minus 1. We know n now. N here is 4. So 4 minus 1, 3. And D is D. Similarly, we'll write U9 equal to 108 equal to U1 plus 9 minus 1 D. So we got two equations. Let's subtract the second equation from the first equation. Yeah, left side will be subtracted from left, right from right. So 115.5 minus 108 will be 7.5 cups. U1 minus U1 cancel, no need to know what is U1. This is 3D, this is 8D. 3 minus 8 is 5, so negative 5D. And we can find D. In this case, divide both sides by negative 5. So we get 1.5 equal to D. Common difference. Every day he's feeding his dog 1.5 cups. And that is what they're asking in first part. Yeah. So Scott is feeding 1.5 cups per day. All right. Remaining in the bag at the end of the first day. So U2. They're asking what is U2. So we can find U1. We can find it logically also, but let's find first U1 with the help of this one. Let's say this equation. So 108 is equal to U1, we don't know, plus we know 8, and D, this D, we know now it is negative 1.5. So 108 equal to U1 minus 12, yeah. So we can bring this 12 to the left, so it becomes 108 plus 12. Equal to U1, which is 120 cups. That's U1. But the question is remaining in the bag at the end of first day. So they are asking U2. So U2 will be U1, which is 120 now, plus D only. That means first day he feeds this much, so he'll be left with 118.5 cups. That is at the end of the first day. B. Calculate the number of days that Scott can feed his dog with one bag of food. So, they have not given how much a bag contains, but we know U1. U1 was the one when the bag got opened. That means 120 cups. This one is the total number of capacity or cups for that bag. So, B part. He has 120 cups. Every day he's feeding 1.5 cups, 80 days. So he can feed his dog 80 days with this bag. C. In 2021, Scott spent 625 on dog food. Scott expects that the amount he spends on dog food will increase at a rate of 6.4% annually. Okay. Determine the amount that Scott expects to spend on the dog in 2025. In the whole year 2025. Let's say this is 2025 year. So there will be 2024 before this. Then so in 2021 he spent 625. And now every day, not every day, every year there is an increase of 6.4%, increase of 6.4% over the previous year, right? Annual rate they're saying. That means it is just like compound interest we can use, right? Suppose he invested 625 in a bank account with this percentage of interest every year. What will be his amount in 2025? So we'll just use the formula for compound interest. So the amount he will pay in 2025 will be 625, which is principal for that matter. 1 plus 6.4% is the rate at which it is increasing every year. And how many? So this is our starting amount. This will be the first, second, third, and 4 years completed, right? So in fourth year, how many times it will increase? It is already here. This must spend 1, 2, 3, and 4 because we have to calculate at the end of 2025 how much he has paid. So 4 will be the number of years. And now we can just put this in our calculator and get it. If I use my calculator, I get 8. This is nearest dollar, right? Round your answer to the nearest dollar. 801 point something I got. So I can write $801. All right. D. Part 1 says calculate this. So how can we interpret this? It will be add. Sigma means sum of 625 times this. Every time n starts with 1, ends with 10. So for first term will be 625 times 1.064 to the power 1 minus 1 because we are starting n equal to 1. Then we'll go to 2. 625 times 1.064, 2 minus 1. And we have to reach up to 625 times 1.064 to the power 10 minus 1. If we see every part here is they have one fixed part. Can I call it U1? U1, U1, U1. Also they have same number which is being multiplied but with different exponents. So can I call it R, right? And we have n minus 1. So basically I can write UN equal to U1 R n minus 1, which is the nth term of a GP, geometric progression, right? And this is what we will use here, because we know that the sum of a GP is, let me write here, sum of GP is U1 r to the power n minus 1 over r minus 1. So it will be how much? U1 is known to us, 625. And then r to the power n minus 1. R is 1.064. Every time we are multiplying with this, it is going up by 1. That is 1064 becomes r. And then we have n. We want total 10 up to 10, right? Minus 1. And then 1.064 minus 1. That will give us 8,394.39, and they have not mentioned what we should do, so let me write it up to 3 decimal places. Not 3 significant figures. 8,390, and it is not about money, so we can leave our answer like this. Part 2. Describe what value in part D1 represent in this context. So it represents, is it regarding this? Yes, they're talking about Scott. They can say Scott spends $8, 8,390 in how many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 5 years. 2021 till 2025. That's what it means on dog food. Okay. E. Comment on the appropriateness of modeling this scenario with a geometric sequence. Okay, that I call it geometric progression, is the same thing. So because the sum has a common term $625 U1 and same multiple 1.064 with increasing exponent. That's why we can call it a geometric sequence. Okay, let's move on to the question number 2. A cafe makes X liters of coffee each morning. The cafe's profit, C, is measured in dollars, and this is the equation that shows that profit. Where K is a positive constant, find the expression for dC over dx in terms of K and X. That means differentiate this specific equation. Let's do it. Let me write it first. X equal to, can I open the bracket to make it easy for me to differentiate this? So it will become K square X over 10 minus 3x cube over 100, rather 1000. So I opened up this bracket. Now I will differentiate dc over dx. This is what they want us to find out. Since this is just x, whenever we want to differentiate x, whatever is the coefficient becomes the differentiation, k square over 10 minus, in x cube case, 3 and 1000 will be untouched because they are constants. Just like k square and 10 were constants, we did not even touch them, only x was differentiated. This x cube will be differentiated as 3x square. So it in simpler form is k square over 10 minus 9x square over 1000. That's dc over dx. Okay. B part. Hence, find the maximum value of c in terms of k. So to find maximum value, for maximum value, or for that matter minimum also, dc over dx has to be equal to 0. The rate at which the profit changes with respect to the number of liters of coffee has to be 0, because if I draw a graph of C and X, at maximum the gradient of the tangent will be 0. That's why dc over dx, which is the gradient of the tangent, will be equal to 0. That means this part has to be equal to 0 for maximum or minimum. I think we'll get only one answer. That's why they're saying just maximum, but we'll see. Okay, so k square over 10 minus 9x square over 1000 has to be equal to 0. And what do we want? They want us to find c in terms of k. So this is not what they want. So this will give us x, and we will use this x to find c in terms of k. All right. So let me take this -1 to the right side. K square over 10 equal to 9x square over 1000. Let's get rid of this 10 by multiplying by 10 here and multiplying by 10 here, so that this 0 also get cancelled. So k square equal to 9x square over 100. Square root both sides. So plus minus k equal to 3x. Yeah, square root of 9 is 3, square root of x square is x, and square root of 100 is 10. And but our purpose is to find x, because c is in terms of x, and that we have to get rid of, because they're saying we want pk cube. So x has to be replaced. So let's isolate x, and they have said k is a positive constant, so negative is of no use. So let's do it here. 10 goes, multiplies with k, 10k over 3 equal to x. 3 comes down, becomes denominator, that is x. But the question was find the maximum value of profit, and there is only one value of x. That means whatever we get is the x which will give us maximum value. So let's get the maximum value, which is this equation. We have this equation, original equation. We will substitute x equal to 10k over 3 and we'll get it. So maximum value of c equal to, okay, we have k square x over 10. K square x is now 10k over 3 over 10. All right, minus 3 x cube, 3 over 1000, 3 over 1000 x cube, 10 k over 3 cube. All right, so c is k square over 10 times, okay, we can cancel this because it has no exponent, so we can write what? K cube over 3. So we'll have to undo this. K cube over 3, because this 10 and this 10 got cancelled. Minus, this will have to open up, 3 over 1000 multiplied by 1000. 10 cube is 1000, k cube is k cube, 3 cube is 27. So this and this cancel out. 3 and 27 will also cancel out. So what are we left with? K cube over 3 minus, okay, this cancel out for k cube over 9. Okay, so what do we get here? Let's multiply this by 3 so that we get same denominator. So 3 minus 1, 2 k cube over 9. And they wanted pk cube. This is the format they wanted, and we got p equal to 2 over 9. All right, what is the next thing? The cafe's manager knows that the cafe makes a profit of 426 when 20 liters of coffee are made in the morning. Find the value of k. So the profit is given, not the rate. Yeah, yes. So we'll use the original equation, which was this. Let me substitute everything in this equation. So this is C part, yeah. 426 is C, equal to x over 10, and they're saying x is 20 cups, 20 liters, 20 over 10 k square we don't know, minus 3 over 100 and 20 liters square. Okay, so 426 equal to 2 k square minus 3 over 100 times 400. 20 square is 400. This cancels. Rather, we can also divide both sides by 2 so that we get simpler form of this. 213 equal to k square minus 12, and now we can add 12 to both sides. 225 is equal to k square. Square root k has to be positive, so k is square root of 225, 15. Okay, now what do we need? Use the model to find how much coffee the cafe should make each morning to maximize its profit. So we already know the maximum profit is when x is 10k over 3. So we'll find how much. So that is the 1. We will use x equal to 10k. K is 15 now over 3. So 3 and 15 cancel. 5. 50 liters. D part says sketch the graph of C against X, labeling the maximum point and the x-intercept with their coordinates. So since this is a cubic function, right? That's what we saw here. Look, we got a x here and x cube here. It's a cubic function with cube as a negative. Whenever in cubic function the coefficient of cube is negative, in that case the graph should look like something like this. This one, starting from this quadrant and ending in fourth quadrant, right? That means we can have 3 x-intercepts. So let's see how can we get x-intercept. And maximum we already know. We know that the x coordinate of this came out to be 50 liters. He'll get maximum profit when he makes 50 liters. So we know 50 is the x coordinate here. So let's find y coordinate of the maximum point. Again, we will use the main formula we have for this particular this one, x over 10. Okay, this one. So let's find y coordinate for this. So c equal to x over 10. X is 50 over 10. Then k square is 15 now, minus 3 over 100. 50 square. Okay. 5. 225. And this will be 2500. Got 25 here, minus 75. So 225 minus 75 is 150 times 5 is 750. This is the y coordinate, 750. Now we have to focus on x-intercepts. So for x-intercept, again the main equation c. This is the c axis, this is x-axis. So c has to be 0 for finding the x-intercepts. And again we will use the main equation, which is here, this one. C equal to C0. Yeah, we know C0, and we want to find x. So it was how much? X over 10. Then k square, again 15 square, which is 225, minus 3 over 100 x square. Yeah, it is equal to 0. Because it is equal to 0, that means either this is equal to 0, x over 10 equal to 0, or 225 minus 3 over 100 x square is equal to 0. So 10 goes and multiplies here. X is equal to 0 is one of the x-intercept. I have the graph here. So let me mark here. So one of the x-intercept is this. That means there is no need to find y-intercept now, because this is also the y-intercept. Second one, I'll solve this one. So let's take this negative part to the right side. 225 equal to 3 over 100 x square. So multiplies there. 22500 and 3 will become denominator equal to x square. Okay, plus minus, but we cannot have number of cups negative, so we will ignore the negative one from this particular part. So it will be x equal to, let me use my calculator to find this. By the time I do this, I would request you to like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to this channel. My channel is relatively new, so if you subscribe, I'll be motivated to make many more videos like this for you. And when I use my calculator, I get 86.6 liters. This is the second x-intercept. Let's say it is here, 86.6. All right, and maximum we already know, 50, 250. So 50 will be somewhere here. Let's say this is 50. And 750, the scale has to be somewhere some different from the x-axis. This is c-axis. So 50, 750 is here, and cubic function will look like something this. And we should not go negative, by the way. Let's undo this, because nobody wants a loss. So profit, if it goes beyond this, there will be a loss here. Okay, this is 5750. This is 0, 0. Let's go back to the question, what else they were asking. Labeling maximum point, we have done that. X-intercepts with their coordinates, done that. Okay, the manager of the cafe wishes to serve as many customers as possible. Determine the maximum amount of coffee the cafe can make that will not result in any loss. Okay, so maximum they want. So we already know this. Here, this area which is above x-axis, this graph shows profit only in positive direction, and loss starts here. That means this is the amount of coffee that will give him an even amount, means whatever is the investment is the earning, and there is no profit, no loss at 86.6 liters. So the answer of E part will be 86.6 liters of coffee will not let him make any loss. It will be even. Okay, this one is done and dusted. So let's go to the next, number 3. The Voronoi diagram, okay, below shows the supermarkets at points, and coordinates are given of each one. The vertices x, y, z are also shown. Okay, regions are also shown here. Okay, all distances are measured in kilometers. Okay, find the midpoint of BD. They're starting with an easy one. So let's find the midpoint of BD. B is here, D is here. We want to find the midpoint, and actually this will be the midpoint because it is always the shortest distance between the 2 points, and perpendicular bisector gives us this line. So they are asking the coordinates of this one. Let's say midpoint is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. B is 60, D is 22. So we'll just use that here. So 2 plus 6 divided by 2, 2 plus 0 divided by 2, that is the coordinate of midpoint, which will be 8 divided by 2, 4. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4, 1 is the coordinates of this point. Okay, find the equation of xz. Xz is here, x and z. Equation. So equation of a line, any line, is y minus y1 equal to mx minus x1. So y and x are fixed. We don't have to replace them by anything because they are the general points and they form the equation. Minus y1 and x1 are the points on the line. On xz, 4, 1 is the point, correct? So we can use this one, 4, 1. So 1 will come here with y and 4 is x, will come with x. So what is left? M is the only one left. Let's find the gradient m of BD. The one we know the coordinates of will be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is, let's say y2 is 2. 2 minus 0 over 2 minus 6 and 2 over negative 4, which is minus half. That makes sense. This line is going down from left to right and it is negative. So this is the gradient of BD. But what is the gradient of x, y, xz? We want to find the equation of xz. So we should know the gradient of xz, that we will write here. So it will be the negative reciprocal of negative half. Why? Because they are making 90-degree angle. This line always is a perpendicular bisector of BD. And that's why negative reciprocal of negative 1 over 2 will be 2. And we will use this in our equation. So let me use it now. So y minus 1 equal to 2x minus 8. So equation, let's write 0 here and bring this to that side. So 2x minus y minus 7, right? Because this negative 1 will become positive 1 there. Minus 8 plus 1 will be negative 7. This is the equation. If you want to write this one on the left side, 2x minus y minus 7 equal to 0. We got the equation of the line xz. The equation of xy is given here, okay, and the equation of yz is also given. All right, so they have not asked us, they have given this and saved our time. Find the coordinates of x. Coordinates of x. This point x is common between xy and xz, isn't it? That means this is the point of intersection of the two. So we will see. Let me use this one. So this is the equation of xz, correct? Let me isolate y in this. So can I write 2x minus 7 equal to y? I just put y to the right side. This becomes the y coordinate of any y coordinate if we know the x coordinate for this equation. Since x is the point of intersection of xy and this, I'll put this value in xy. They have given the equation here, y equal to, so y equal to 2 minus x. This is the equation of xy. So I'll substitute this y into this y because we want to find the point of intersection. So 2x minus 7 equal to 2 minus x. I equated the 2. So let's bring x to this side. 2x plus x equal to 2 plus 7. 3x equal to 9 and x is equal to 3. So what are they asking? Find the coordinates of x. So we got the x coordinate. We can find y coordinate by substituting in any of the line. This line or this line, doesn't matter. Let me use this one. Y equal to 2 minus x, which is 3 now. So negative 1. So coordinates of x are 3 and minus 1. Okay. The coordinates of y are also given minus 1, 3. Okay. And the coordinates of z are this. Determine the exact length of yz. So they are expecting us to use the distance formula to find the distance yz, exact length, right? So let's use, which part is that? D. Not y is capital, uppercase yz equal to square root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is the distance formula, where x1 y1 will be one of the points and x2 y2 will be the second point. So minus 1 3 and second one is 7 7. So y2 7, let me take this as x2 rather, 7, this one is x2, this one is y2, and x1 y1. 7 minus negative 1 square plus 7 minus 3 square, 7 plus 1 8. I should have put hidden here. So 64 plus 7 minus 3 is 4, 16 square root 80, or 4 square root 5 units. They're saying exact length. That's why I wrote 4 square root 5 is the exact length. Alright. E. Given that the exact length of xy is square root 32. xy is square root 32. yz, we just found yz is how much? 4 square root 5. Okay. Find the size of x, y, z in degrees. X, y, z, this angle in degrees. Alright. So since we know this one, okay, we can do this way. We know this coordinate also z, which was given to us 7 7. Since we know one side here, let's find the third side also by same distance formula. So xz is the third side, and I will use distance formula again. 7 minus the coordinates of x are, we just found 3 and minus 1. So 7 minus 3 plus 7 minus minus 1. Let's make it plus 1 square square. 7 minus 3 is 4. 16 plus 7 plus 1 is 8, so it is 64. Same. Okay, that means it's an isosceles triangle. Okay, this is also 4 square root 5. So we know all three sides now, so we can find that angle by using cosine rule. Okay, so let me redraw that graph here, that drawing here, and find the side. So this is the triangle, this is 4 square root, if you want write, let's write square root 80, square root 80, and this is square root 32, and we have to find this angle. So, and this is x, this is y, this is z. Okay, x, y, z. So because this is y, this will become small y, small z, and small x. What is cosine rule? It says we want to find this angle, so we'll have to write this one. So small y square equal to x square plus z square minus 2xz cos y. This alphabet and this alphabet must match, and that's what I'm doing here. So square root 80 square equal to x is how much? Square root 80 again, and z is square root 32. That's why square root 80 helped, because we had to square it. Minus 2 times square root 80 square root 32 cos y. So y is the only angle unknown here. We can do that easily. So this square and this cancel out. Since these two numbers are same, we can cancel these also. Let's bring this 32 to the left side. Complete 32, right? And this becomes how much? 8 times 2 is 16, 256. Okay, 2, 5, 60 minus 2 square root cos y. So cos y equal to minus 32 over minus 2 square root 2560, and these two get cancelled out. Y becomes cos inverse 32 over 2 square root 2560. I can cancel this, and let's put this in a calculator and it will give us, it comes out to be 71.56 or 71.6 degrees. What's next? Hence, find the area of triangle XYZ. Okay, we can do it here. F. Area of a triangle is half AB sine C, and this angle has to be between these two sides, and we just know one angle, so we can take, it will be half, we'll take these two sides, square root 80 and square root 32, because we know the angle between them. Square root 80 times square root 32 sine 71.60. It comes out to be 24 square units. They've written something? Nope. Okay. Next, a town planner believes that the larger the area of Voronoi cell XYZ, the more people will shop at supermarket D. Let's see what he's saying. State one criticism of this particular. So this is D. State one criticism. So this area XYZ cannot increase as long as these three A, B, C are still there, because if we want a greater area for this, one of them, at least one of, suppose this A moves to this place, then this line and this line will change, and because of that the area will increase. But they are already existing supermarkets, they can't be moved. That means the area of XYZ cannot be increased practically. That can be the one criticism for this. Moving on to the question number 4. A student investigating the relationship between chemical reactions and temperatures find erroneous equation on the internet. This was the equation. This equation links a variable K with the temperature T, where A and C are positive constants. T is always positive, greater than 0. Show that dk over dt is always positive. So we have to differentiate K with respect to T. So dk over dt will be, A is a constant, so, and it is multiplying. When a constant multiplies, we don't even look at it, we just copy it. Now second part is e to the power c minus t. Whenever an exponential is to be differentiated, we copy it first. So e to the power minus c over t, and multiplied by the differentiation of, let's say, d over dt, differentiation of the exponent of that exponential function, c over t. Differentiate this one and multiply with this. Okay, so let's do it here. Dk over dt is a e to the power minus c over t, and now differentiation of minus c over t, again minus c is a constant, so it will remain minus c. Remaining is 1 over t. Yeah, this minus c over t can be written as minus c times 1 over t, and 1 over t can be written as minus c times t to the power minus 1, isn't it? Minus c I have already copied, I have to differentiate this. For differentiating t to the power minus 1 will come in front, and the exponent of t will go down by 1, which is minus 2. So what are we left with? A e to the power minus c over t. This minus c and minus 1 will be plus c, so let me write c here. and t to the power minus 2, if I want to make it positive, t square. That's how it will become positive. It will become a denominator of all of it. This is dk over dt, this one. All right. Oh, we have not done it yet. They're saying show that dk over dt is always positive. So we have to show that this is positive, always positive. So c is positive, given a is positive, given e is positive, and a positive number, whatever is exponent, positive or negative, does not matter. It will always give you a positive number, right? T square is a square number, no matter, though they have said that time is greater than 0. That means time is already positive. So the square will also be positive. So we can say that each part of dk over dt is positive. And multiplying or dividing, yeah, that is important. They should not add or subtract. That's why dk over dt has to be positive, always positive. All right, given that limit t approaches infinity, whenever t approaches infinity, k is equal to a. So k is equal to a. All right, so are they asking to, yeah, they're asking us to sketch a graph of this. So let me take a line first. Okay, so as x is, not x, t is approaching infinity, right? T is this is t. When it goes infinity, suppose this is a level, the graph will be coming closer and closer to this line. That's what it means. When t is approaching infinity, k is equal to a. So it will coming closer and closer to this level a and meeting this point when it goes to infinity. All right. And when t approaches 0, k is 0. Okay. So this is k axis, this is t axis, and it is almost 0 here. Sketch the graph. And that, as they're saying that dk over dt is always positive, that means the rate of change of this graph will always be increasing. It is not possible that the graph goes up and comes down and then approaches a, right? It's not possible. Why? Because this will be a negative dk over dt, and which is not possible. They said always it is positive. That means it is always increasing. So the graph will be always increasing and going near and near to a. This is the sketch of the graph. Okay. The Arrhenius equation predicts that the graph of ln k against 1 over t is a straight line. Write down the gradient of this line in terms of c. So our equation was this. What is it? Yeah, this is the one. So we have to convert this to a linear graph where ln k is against 1 over t. So let's give ln to both sides. It will become ln k equal to ln a e to the power minus c over t. Since these two parts are multiplying, we can separate them. So ln k equal to ln a plus natural log e to the power minus c over t. Natural log and e neutralize each other. So we are left with ln k equal to, I want to write this one first, minus c 1 over t. Yeah, because natural log and e are gone, so we are left with minus c and over t, and I'm separating them like this because they want 1 over t separate here. And then I'm writing ln a. Why I did this? Because they're saying that it can be written as a straight line. It is a straight line now. If you can see, this ln k can be considered as y. This minus c can be considered as m, 1 over t as x, and this ln a as c. It is y equal to mx plus c format. That's why it's a straight line. But that is not the question. Question is, write the gradient of this line. So m is the gradient, that means minus c is the gradient, and we'll write here minus c is the gradient of this line. In terms of c they're saying, so we can write gradient is minus c. The y-intercept is this c of y equal to mx plus c is the y-intercept. That means ln a is the y-intercept. So answer is ln a. They're saying in terms of a, ln a is the y-intercept. Okay. Next, the following data are found on a particular reaction. So he took this table. Find the equation of regression line for ln k on 1t. That means ln k in terms of 1 over t. That's what they're saying. We have already this equation here, ln k equal to minus c 1 over t plus ln a. And when I entered this data with this being 1 over 590, 1 over 60, in this equation, I got this by online regression of the equation, and this is what I got. The slope is minus 13358 plus minus 514. So I'm taking this the average one. So let me write it here. Slope, the equation was, what was that? Ln k equal to minus c 1 over t plus ln a. So slope, this one is minus 13358. Okay, and the y-intercept, not x-intercept, y-intercept is 14.97. Now if we go to the next question, the question was find the equation of regression, and now we can write equation of regression ln k on 1 over t. So ln k equal to minus 13358 1 over t plus what is that? 14.97. This is the equation. Now in E part they're saying find C. So C, because it was minus C, right? So we got this as minus 13358. So C is 13358. Negative has been taken care of. Number 2, A. So ln A is 14.97. So A will be e to the power 14.97. Let's see what is that. It is a big number, 31,72,403. This is the estimated value of A, and we don't need to write units for this. Question 5. A geneticist uses Markov chain model to investigate changes in a specific gene in a cell as it divides. Every time the cell divides, the gene may mutate between its normal state and some other state. The model is given here. So let's open up this. Xn plus 1 equal to m xn. M is a matrix, right? Okay. When xn is the probability of the gene, they are probabilities, okay? Being normal state after dividing, and Zn. So Zn plus 1 is equal to mZn. Alright, probability of being in another state after dividing for the nth time. Okay, M is a matrix, they have given this one. A, first part, write down the value of B. Okay, so the sum of the two probabilities should be 1. So 0.94 plus 0.06 is 1. So B has to be 0.02. So that 0.02 plus 0.98 gives us 1 again. So B is 0.02. What does B represent in this context? Let's open this to understand the thing. So xn plus 1 and zn plus 1 equal to, in place of m, let me write the matrix now. 0.94, 0.06, 0.02 and 0.98, xn and zn. Now, what does b represent? So when we multiply this b is this one, right, with this, the equation becomes for xn plus 1. So that means this is the one we are talking about. So the next stage is equal to 0.94 times the previous stage xn probability plus 0.02 zn. Let me write it here. A second part. B, which is 0.02 now, means that there is a probability of 0.02 to have a normal state when the previous state was other state. So previous one was other state. If we multiply 0.02, it's possible that we'll get the next stage as normal. That's what it means. Okay. Find the eigenvalue of m. All right. So let's write m, and let's take this as one vector x. Eigenvector will be equal to lambda eigenvector. So let's bring it to the left side. So it becomes this b part. Okay. M and minus equal to 0. This is a matrix, this is not a matrix, so let's multiply this with a unit matrix. So m minus unit matrix equal to 0. Take eigenvector common, so we left with minus. Okay, now let's put the values of m. It was 0.94, 0.06, b 0.02, 0.98. Okay, minus, and when unit matrix multiplies with lambda, we get lambda 0, 0 lambda. Okay, and this whole thing x vector. So eigenvector cannot be 0, so we will, for sure, this is 0, equal to 0. So determinant of, what is this? 0.94 minus lambda, 0.06 minus 0, 0.02 minus 0, and 0.98 minus lambda. Okay, is equal to 0. We'll find the determinant now. Can we simplify? No, it will still be in decimal, so let's do that. Okay, so multiply this 0.94 minus lambda and 0.98 minus lambda minus 0.06 times 0.02 equal to 0. Okay. 9212. So this multiplied by this will be 0.9212 number only, then minus 0.94 lambda, 0.98 lambda plus lambda square minus 0.0012 equal to 0. Alright, so these two are same, so we'll write square first to make it quadratic, and they are both negative. It will be 0.92, 1.92 rather, yeah, 1.92 lambda plus okay, this is positive, this is negative, so we'll get 0.92 only here. Oh, that becomes easy. So now you can use your calculator. I'm straight away factoring this. This will be lambda minus 1 and lambda plus 0.92. So we get lambda equal to 1 and lambda equal to 0.92. We have more parts to this. Find eigenvectors, obviously they're asking us to find out, so let's try to find out. We will use which metric? This one. So first let's find for when lambda is 1. So 0.94 minus 1 will be minus 0.06. We have 0.02 here fixed, 0.06 here, and then we have 0.98 minus 1, so minus 0.02, and let's call this vector AB, which is equal to 0. So it gives us two equations, 0.06a plus 0.02b equal to 0, 0.06a minus 0.02b equal to 0. Both of them will give us the same thing. Let's do here this one, 0.06 equal to 0.02b. So we can divide this by 0.02 here and 0.02 here. So 3a equal to b. So let's write our eigenvector as a and 3a, which we can take a common, so it becomes 1 3. Since we are doing probabilities, we can write 1 over 3 1 also. All right, when lambda is 0.92, so what does this vector become? 0.94 minus 0.92 will be 0.02, 0.02, 0.06, and 0.98 minus 0.92 will be 0.06. Okay, so AB equal to 0. So both of them are exactly same, so I will use just the first one again. 0.02 A equal to minus 0.02 B, so A is equal to negative B. So our eigenvector in this case will be 1 minus 1. Alright, so what do they say next? The gene is in its normal state when n is 0. Okay. So what it means is this, x0 is 1 because that's the normal state, right? This is D. And z0 is 0, right? Because it's confirmed that x0 at n equal to 0, it's in the normal state. Now question is, calculate the probability of its being in its normal state when n is 5. Okay, so we will use the formula they gave us. Let me write it here. It was x n plus 1 and z n plus 1 equal to the matrix M, which was 0.94 here, 0.06, 0.02 and 0.98 times xn and zn. Now in place of this xn, which is x0, we will put 1. In place of zn, we'll put 0. And before this, we'll have to put 0.94, 0.06, 0.02 and 0.98. This will be the x1 and z1 state, because 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1, in that is the probability of the first one. They're not asking first, they're asking number 5. That means again with whatever we get, we multiply again by this and keep on multiplying till we get we reach to number 5. So basically the same matrix is being multiplied 5 times. Okay, and just use your calculator to find this multiplication. And what I got in my calculation is 0.7443. Okay, and 0.0852, and then 0.2557, 0.9148 for this part, and then we'll multiply with 1 0. They are asking x5. Yeah, they're only saying find the probability of calculated probability of being in its normal state. So only x5 they're asking, not z5. So we'll find x5 only. So x5 by this will be 0.7443 times 1, this 1, and then plus 0.0852 times 0. Times 0 will give it 0, and we'll be left with 0.7443. This is when n is 5. Okay, they're saying long term also. So for long term, this is number 1. Long term, let's say n is equal to a very high number, say 100. Okay, so we'll do what? X 100, Z 100. Even if I put 1 million, it will be the same answer. So it will be 0.94, 0.06. Our initial stage is fixed, 1 and 0 at n equal to 0, and we will give power 100 to this one so that it becomes long term. When I use my calculator with this, I got 0.2502 probability. Question 6. At an archery tournament, the particular competition sees a ball launched into air while an archer attempts to hit it with an arrow. Oh, that's a very common sport. The path of the ball is modeled by this. So what it means that x component of the flight, let's draw the flight. Obviously, if the ball is thrown like this, this is the path. So x component of this, it will go in this direction, in x direction. Actually it is going there, but it will gain x distance in this direction, and that is 5, this 5 plus ux times t. That's what it means. The equation for motion in this direction, the projection of this path on x component will be this, and projection on y component will be 0, no need to write it, plus t times this. So uy multiplies with t, uy t minus 5 times t, 5t times t squared is 5t squared. This is the y component, this is the x component. All right. When x is the horizontal displacement, this is what I'm talking about, and y is the vertical, this projection of this motion. Okay. Measured in meters and t is in seconds. Find the, since the ball was launched, ux is the horizontal component of the velocity. Okay, so if u is the velocity in this direction, ux is the component in this direction, uy is the component in this direction, written here. In this question, both the ball and arrow are modeled as single points. Okay, so let's talk about the center of the ball and tip of the arrow. Okay, the ball is launched with an initial velocity of ux is 8, so ux is fixed 8. That means the x component here becomes 5 plus 80, and y component becomes how much? 10 t minus 5t square. All right. Find the initial speed of the ball. So this is the initial means when just time started. This is the speed in direction of this, and this is the speed 10 meters per second in direction of y, correct? These are the components. They're asking what is this u, and for this u we will find the resultant of this vector which is 8, 10. 8 in x direction, 10 in y direction. This is the speed, we can say velocity vector, and we'll find its magnitude because they're saying speed, not velocity, which will be square root 8 square plus 10 square. And if we use a calculator, we get 12.806. So we can write 12.8 meters per second is the actual speed in this direction. All right. What about the second part? Find the angle of elevation. So they're asking us what is the angle at which this was launched. So we know the x component is 8, y component is 10. So we can make a triangle out of this. So this is x component 8, this is y component 10, and this is the angle we have to find out. So here we can use tan. So this is second part of A. So tan theta equal to opposite over adjacent, 10 over 8. So this gives us theta equal to tan inverse 10 over 8, 1.25, yeah, 1.25. And if we evaluate it, it comes out to be 51.34 degrees. So I will write it as 3 significant figures, 51.3 degrees. Please mind, I'm answering this paper without a mark scheme, so if it is little here and there, it's okay, please pardon me. But the process is this, that is for sure. Okay, B. Find the maximum height reached by the ball. So we have to find what is the maximum height. Since height is in y direction only, we will find the height with the help of y component, and that's it, with the help of y component. But there is a problem. We have to find the time when it will reach at that maximum height, right? So we know that at maximum height, dy over dx, which is the rate at which x and y are changing, so differentiating y with respect to x will be 0, because here this is our x component, this is our y component. So dy over dx, which is the gradient of the tangent at this place, will be 0. So we will use chain rule to find dy over dx because we have parametric equations here. X is in terms of t, y is in terms of t. So let's find dx over dt from the first equation. Differentiate this. So differentiation of 5 will be 0 and differentiation of 8t is just 8. dy over dt will be the differentiation of this one, which is 10t. Differentiation of 10t is just 10 minus differentiation of this will be 2 times 5, 10 and t. So dy over dx will be equal to dy over dt times dt over dx. So dy over dx will be, dy over dt is 10 minus 10t, and dx over dt is known to us, but it is dt over dx. That means we have to divide, we have to reciprocate that 8, it becomes 1 over 8, multiply 1 over means divide by 8, same thing. This has to be equal to 0 for finding the time when it reaches there. So let's go here. So 10, okay, 8 goes and multiplies with 0, becomes 0. So 10 minus 10t equal to 0. So 10 equal to 10t, that gives us t equal to 10 over 10, 1 second. So in 1 second, it reaches at this particular height. But they're asking height. So we will use y component to find height because we know the time when it reaches there. So maximum height will be y equal to 10 times 1 minus 5 times 1 square, which is 10 minus 5 meters. So the y component of this point is 5 and maximum height reached is 5 meters. That's the question asked here. Okay, see, assuming that the ground is horizontal and the ball is not hit by the arrow, so that means arrow goes somewhere else, the ball continues its flight and reaches here. Okay, find the x coordinate of the point where the ball lands. Since this has become a little messy, let me take some space here and draw it here. So okay, the ball was launched from, if you remember, 5 0. That means x component was already 5 but y component was 0. This is what we have to point here. So we'll do it. So let's say that 5 0 is here. It was launched from here and it landed here. This we already found that the height it reached was 5 meters. When did it reach? That we can find later, or we'll need it later. But right now the question is find the x coordinate of this one. That means we know the y coordinate because ground is 0. They're asking us what is the x coordinate of this point. We know that y is again 0 here because it went up and came back. That means y component became 0, and y component was what? Let me write here. Y component was 10t minus 5t square. This was the component. Let's find time when it is 0. So 0 equal to 10t minus 5t square. So 0 equal to 5t here, 2 minus t. So that means 5t is 0 or time is 0. Time started here, that makes sense, it is here. This gives us t equal to 2 seconds, and that makes sense because in 1 second it reached here. Mind it, that is time, t is 1 second, right? Not x components, that's why I left it blank. After 2 seconds it reaches here. So we'll see in 2 seconds how much gain does the x component take, and we'll just add it here. So x component equation was 5 plus ux t, right? So x will be 5 plus ux was 8 time. Now we know that 2 seconds after it was launched from here, that comes out to be 16 plus 5, 21 meters away it fell. So this becomes 21 meters. Question was find the x coordinate. We found the x coordinate. So x coordinate of the point of hitting ground is 21. All right. For the path of the ball, find an expression for y in terms of x. Since this is a parabola, if we somehow find this x component of the vertex, we can find the equation of this parabola. Equation of parabola in vertex form. First, let me find the x coordinate of this one. Okay, so I can use this component for x coordinate. So we know it is 1 second here now. T is equal to 1. When t is equal to 1, that means vertex. Okay, what is x equal to? X equal to 5 plus 8 times 1, which is 13. Yeah, 5 plus 8, 13. The x coordinate here is 13, and now we can write y in terms of x because this is our y axis, this is x axis. So the formula for vertex form is y equal to a x minus b square plus c, where b and c are the coordinates of the vertex, and this is what we can write here. Y equal to a x minus 13 square plus c is 5. 13 and 5 used. This is the relationship, but there's a problem here. We don't know a. To find a, we can use either 21 0 or 5 0. No, don't use the vertex again. So to find a, let me find a here. 0 equal to a 5 minus 13 square plus 5. So 5 minus 13 is negative 8, square is 64. So 0 equal to 64a plus 5. We should have written this 5 here, minus 5 here. Let's write minus 5. So a comes out to be minus 5 over 64. So we got our equation now. They said express y in terms of x. So that's what we're doing now. Minus 5 over 64. It makes sense, right? Minus 5 over 64 means it is opening down, and yes, it is opening down. X minus 13 square plus 5. This is an expression of y in terms of x. So we have done D part just now. So an archer releases the arrow from 0 to, okay, let's say this is 5, so 0 2 will be somewhere here, okay, somewhere here. This is 0 2. The arrow is modeled as a traveling at a straight line, okay, and the same plane as the ball with 60 meters per second and angle 10 degrees. So if this is the horizontal line for this, 10 degrees will be very, very small. This is 10 degrees. So this is how archer shoots it. Okay. Determine the two positions where the path of the arrow intersects. Not the arrow, path, because they have already said it did not hit. They're asking us these 2 points where it hits the path. Okay. So at this particular position, the y component of the ball and the arrow will be same. We know the equation for y here, but we don't know the equation for y here. And we can use this one, y equal to mx plus c for this, because they confirmed it's a straight line. So it will be what? Y equal to m. The gradient of this, gradient nothing but tan 10. Tan of the angle, tan 10. So tan 10 degrees x, and c is the y-intercept. We know y-intercept is 2 here. That's the equation. Let me evaluate tan 10. It is 0.1763x plus 2. This is the equation. Since y components are equal, we can equate them to find the x and x components of this, because y I'm eliminating, both are y's here, I'm eliminating, I'll find y later. So let me do this one. So I can write this one here. So minus 5 over 64 x minus 13 square plus 5 equal to 0.1763x plus 2. So if we do it with our calculator, expand this, and then we find x2 values where they are existing, that will be a little longer process, but you can straight away use your graphic calculator and see where these two equations are intersecting each other. Let me hurriedly do the one I'm talking about, the one which will take time. So I'm not speaking, I'm just doing it. Okay, so from your calculator, if you draw graphs, you'll get these two straight away, but I use this and then I just solve it like a quadratic equation with the help of my calculator, and these are the 2 times I got 8.656 and 15.09 actually. Let me write 09 here. These are the 2 times when it hit that it can hit. It is hitting the path of this particular ball. But since it did not, that means they were shot at different times. So they could not meet. They set points. So we know only the x coordinates. So let me write 3 significant figures here, 8.66 here. and I'll find the y coordinate, and then here it is 15.09, rather 3 significant figures, so 15.1 I can write, and y coordinate. Now what will I do? I will put these x values in the equation of any of the two, and the easier one is this equation. This line equation is easier, right? In place of this x, I'll put these x coordinates and I will get heights. So okay, so I got 3.53 here and 4.66 here, and that makes sense, right? It's going up and up, so this is at higher height, this is at lower height. That makes perfect sense. In marking scheme, it is little here and there, it's okay, it will be, right? Because I'm rounding off some as less as possible, I'm trying, but yeah, I may be little off, little. What is the F part? Determine the time when arrows should be released to hit the ball before the ball reaches its maximum height. That means this is the maximum height. The arrow must hit the ball before you reach this height. That means this is the one where it should hit the ball, and they're asking us the timing, the difference between the timing. So let's compare x or y component, doesn't matter, because at this point x component and y component will be same. I'm using x component. Even if you use y component, you'll get the same answer. So let me use this small space to get the time when they can be released. So for the first one, the x component is 8.66. So for ball, let's write ball here. For ball, 8.66 is the x component, that means it should travel only this small distance, and the equation is 5 plus 8t. 5 plus 8, and let's say t1. This is the time when the first ball will be released. So t1 will be 8.66 minus 5 divided by 8, which is 0. How much? 457. Now for the arrow, 8.66 is again the x component. We want the same x component, but we want to know the time it will take to reach at that x component, and the equation will be in this horizontal line only, right? We want to reach in x direction here. So it will be 8.66 x component, and what is the x component of the speed? It is 60 meters per second in this direction. So here it will be 60 cos 10 degrees. So 60 cos 10 degrees. This is the speed and times time. Okay, it's in a straight line. We are starting from 0. In y component we are starting from 2, but in x component we are starting from 0, so there is no need to add anything. Just find t2. Let's call it t2. So t2 will be 8.66 divided by 60 cos 10, which comes out to be 0.1464915. We can write 147. Let's write 147 or 6. 6 is okay. All right. So now the arrow will be at this position of intersection 0.146 seconds after it has been released, but the ball will take 0.457 seconds after being thrown. That means ball has to be thrown first and then it will be thrown later. But how much before that? So we'll just find 0.457 minus 0.146 will be how much? 113. 0.311 seconds before the arrow, the ball must be thrown. Question, let's read once more. Determine the time when the arrow should be released to hit the ball. Okay, so we can write the answer now. The arrow should be released 0.311 seconds after the ball has been launched. And we have answered all parts of this question. Let's see what question number 7 has for us. So Question number 7. An environmental scientist is asked by a river authority to model the effect of a leak from a power plant on the mercury levels on a local river. The variable X measures the concentration of mercury in micrograms per liter. That's the unit. The situation is modeled like this. In second order differential equation, time is greater than 0 for sure. Is the time measured in the days, and it is known that when t is 0, okay, we can use this one later. When t is 0, x is 0 and dx over dt is 0. This will help us to find, no, not 0, 1. Find something in future. Okay. Show that the system of coupled first order equations, this and this, can be written as a given second order differential equation. So since they have already declared dx over dt is y, so we can put this here. So dx over dt is y, they are saying. So now if we differentiate this y again with respect to t, this dx over dt will become d square x over dt square, and this y will become dy over dt. So this d square x over dt square can be replaced by dy over dt, and that's what we are going to do. This will be replaced by dy over dt plus 3, and they have already written that dx over dt is y, so it becomes y plus 2x equal to 0, and they want both of them to be negative. So dy over dt stays to the left side, but 3y and 2x both go to the right side, and yeah, we got them. Let's rearrange it. So we can write it as minus 2x as they want, minus 3y. There is a reason for this, for writing x first and y later, because we need to use matrices later. Okay, B part. This is A. Find the eigenvalues of the system of the coupled first order equations given in part A. So we need to know eigenvalues. So let's convert these two equations in matrix first. So dx over dt and dy over dt will be equal to, since this is just y, we are going to multiply this matrix by x and y. So since there is only one y here, so that means x should have a 0 coefficient, so that 0 multiplied with x gives us 0 plus 1y. We get the equation dx over dt is equal to y. Similarly, dy over dt will be minus 2x minus 3y. That was the purpose of rearranging these two. Okay, now we will assume this one. Suppose this matrix is A, and let's call this vector as x vector. And for finding eigenvalues, we have to do this. Ax is equal to eigenvalue x, right? And we can say that A vector x minus lambda vector x will be equal to 0, and we can multiply this eigenvalue because this is a matrix. This is not a matrix yet, so we can write Ax vector minus lambda, and we can write here unit vector, unit matrix rather, and vector equal to 0. Now we have eigenvector common here, so let's take that common here, and we are left with A minus lambda I, and this A is already with us. Let's do that now. So it will be 0 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus lambda multiplied by unit matrix will be lambda 0 0 lambda, right? And all of this multiplies with vector and is equal to 0. The vector cannot be 0, that means determinant of this part will be 0. Determinant of 0 minus lambda will be minus lambda. 1 minus 0 is 1. Minus 2 minus 0 is minus 2. Minus 3 minus lambda. This will be equal to 0 because the vector cannot be 0. So we'll just find the determinant of this one. These two multiply, we get a positive 3 lambda plus lambda square minus minus 2 equal to 0, which gives us lambda square plus 3 lambda plus 2 equal to 0. If we find the values of lambda with our calculator or factoring, or we can use a quadratic formula, we'll get let me use the factoring method. So lambda plus 2 lambda plus 1 equal to 0. So we get two values for lambda, which are minus 2 and minus 1. These are the eigenvalues they were saying, minus 2 and minus 1. C part. Hence, find the exact solution of the second order differential equation. We have to find the solution of this, basically this equation which we rearranged. Yeah. So let me write here. Let's find eigenvector also, so that it becomes easy. So when lambda is minus 2, when it is minus 2, we'll substitute this lambda where here, this lambda by minus 2. So minus 2 will be positive 2, 1, negative 2, and negative 3 minus negative 2 will be negative 1. And x and y were already there, right? And this is what I'm saying, it will be equal to 0. So I've substituted actually here. So it is equal to 0. So this gives us two equations, 2x plus y equal to 0, and second one gives us minus 2x minus y equal to 0, which is exactly same equation. So we can say that 2x, or let's say y equal to minus 2x, opposite way. We can write y equal to minus 2x from both of them, right? So we had this is our eigenvector. So we can write here x is x and y is minus 2x, right? That becomes vector x. So if we take x common from them, and that is a number, not a vector, so we can write eigenvector will be equal to 1 and minus 2. Yeah, because x is the factor out of them, and that becomes the simplest eigenvector. Okay, second, when lambda is minus 1, so the matrix, this one becomes minus 1, which is positive 1, then we have 1, then we have minus 2 here, and minus 3 minus 1 will be minus 2. They are exactly same, and x, y equal to 0 equations, we get our x plus y equal to 0 and minus 2x minus 2y equal to 0. We got x equal to minus y. So the eigenvector in this case is 1 minus 1. Now we have eigenvalues and eigenvectors both. Now we can write the solutions, right? That's what it's saying. Hence find the exact solution of second order differential equation. That was the equation for us, and we will just substitute this, and straight away we can write answer like this. Eigenvector x, y is equal to c1 e to the power, the first eigenvalue is minus 1, so minus t, and v1, the one we got because of this, 1 minus 1, okay, plus c2, second constant, e to power, and now we have second eigenvalue minus 2 t, and the vector we got was 1 minus 2. And if we get two equations from this, first x will be equal to c1 multiplies c1 e to power minus t, right? c1 e to power minus t times 1 plus c2 e to power multiplied by 1 again, e to power minus 2t, so I'm not writing 1. Y will be equal to c1, because this minus will get negative c1 e to power minus t, and because of minus 2 we'll get minus 2c2 e to power minus 2t. This is the solution of the second order differential equation, but we have to evaluate c1 and c2. We can't leave with constants, so the condition they had given us earlier, let me show you again, this will help. When t is 0, x is 0, and dx over dt, which is y is 1. This is what we will use here to find the value of c1 and c2. So x equal to, we have x equal to 0, right? So first situation is 0, equal to c1 e to the power, and t is 0 plus c2 e to the power 0. So this gives us 0 equal to c1 plus c2, because e to the power 0 are ones. This is equation number 1. Second, y is 1 when t is 0. So c1, this minus c1 rather, minus c1 minus 2c2. And I did not write this because t is 0, so it is again 1, just like this. This is equation number 2. Can we? Yes, we can add them, because this is c1, the second one is minus c1, that will get cancelled out. So we will just add these two equations. 1 equal to minus c2. So c2 equal to negative 1. And if I use any of the equation, let me use this equation, that gives me c1 plus c2 equal to 0. So c1 is positive 1. And now we'll get the exact solution as they were asking for. So x equal to c1 is 1. So no need to write, e to power minus t plus c2 is minus 1. Yeah. So I'll write minus 1 minus e to power minus 2t, and y becomes minus c1, which is minus 1. So minus e to the power minus t, positive 2e to the power minus 2t. This is the exact solution. All right. Sketch the graph of x against t, not e, okay, x against t. That means the first equation we had, this one, the equation of x we had to draw its graph, x against t, labeling the maximum point of the graph with its coordinates. Okay, only maximum point. So since we have to sketch, that means we can just sketch it anyhow. So let's do it this way. So first we need to know maximum. For maximum, dx over dt. So for maximum, dx over dt, which is y, has to be equal to 0. So you can simply just put this in your graphing calculator, you can draw the graph, but since they want some marks for this to be earned, let me tell you how much. They're asking 2 marks for this, so not much is needed. You can use a graphic calculator or this way. I just want maximum point. So this is our dy over dx. So we will, what can we take common in this? Minus e to the power minus t. We can take common. So this whole thing is common. 1 plus, no, minus, because negative has been taken common. So 1 minus 2 and e to the power minus t equal to 0, because this has to be, this is dx over dt, okay. this y. So minus e to power minus t, e is a positive number and the power is not over negative, right? It cannot be 0, it has some number. So only this will give us a maximum point. 1 minus 2 e to the power minus t equal to 0. 1 equal to 2 e to the power minus t, half equal e to the power minus t equal to natural log half. And let's see what is natural log of half. Negatives 0.693 equal to negative t, so cancel. 0.693, suppose this is 1, 0.693 will be somewhere here, yeah, 0.693, mind it, it is t, not x or y. This, they said we want a graph of x against t, and that's what I'm doing. So I need to find x for 0.693, and I can just simply put it here. Rather, I will put what? Negative ln half here. So x equal to e to power minus negative ln half. So this negative and this negative become positive, ln and e cancel, it will be half. Minus e to power minus 2 negative ln half, negative 1/4. So which is 1/4, 0.25. So suppose x is 1 here, so 0.25 will be somewhere there. So this is our maximum point. That means our graph will be below this one. They have already given us this point when t was 0, x is 0. This is another point, and that means our graph, and dx over dt here was 1. So almost like this. Maximum it reaches, and then it will come, it won't go need. This will be the graph of x with respect to t. All right, what is the next part? Use the model to calculate the total amount of time when fishing should be stopped. Okay, so they have given something before that. If mercury levels are greater than 0.1 micrograms per liter, fishing in the river is considered unsafe. So I'll need it's better to use a graphing calculator for this, and let me use graphing calculator for this. Here I have done, this blue line is x equal to 0.1 because x is the concentration of mercury, and there are 2 points, t equal to 0.12 and t equal to, okay, we have maximum confirmed, maximum 0.693 here, and 0.25 was x, that's what we found, and 2.183, 0.12 and 2.18, this is what we can use. Where it should be stopped from here till this is the time, and this is 0.12, this is 2.18. So total time to stop fishing is 2.18 minus 0.12, which will be 2.06. Yeah, 2.06. All right, let's go to the next part. And this is the last part. The river authority decides to stop people from fishing in river, decides to stop people from fishing in the river for 10% longer than time found from the model. So we found 2 hours. So they stop them from fishing for 2.2 hours, about 10% more than this. And the reason for that is, since this is a river, it's possible that the water is flowing and it is clean water right now, but it's possible that some leakage is still there, stuck somewhere, and which can pass in next 0.2 of the day, and that's why they stop it for 10% more time. So we can write here, there is a possibility that mercury, which is a liquid, may be stuck somewhere in the river path, it is better to let it clear by stopping the fishing by 10% more time.